Hi, welcome to Friday Night Chats with Garage Geek. I hope you like my background. So this is from when I went to Bingo Loco. And I didn't know what to expect from this. It was bingo, but in a style that I'm not aware of. It's more, I think, like a European style. This was what the bingo cards look like. And we basically played 3 rounds, and for each round you used one card. And what was interesting about it is they had the numbers, I think, 1 through 90, but in each card, every card, every player had the numbers. So it's not like in traditional bingo, like if they said I-55, you'd look for your card and you wouldn't have it. No, every time they said a number, you had it. But you had to find, you had to get 5 in a row in any line. And I don't know, it was more engaging that way because you knew every time they called, you had to find a number. I didn't end up winning. My friend didn't end up winning, but we still had a great time. Now, why was it called Bingo Loco? Well, they gave us these sticks, and you could tell it was like a rave. They even had like a rave section, and with your little glow stick, you did it 3 different ways. But you just wave these around all night. They had an MC, and he would make jokes. Dang. And then when someone won, they had to go up and earn their prize. They would have to do some kind of sexy dance or something. Like one of the prizes was a dildo, and I actually was hoping to win that one. And the poor girl had to go up there and do a dance, and he stuck the dildo to the ground. Maybe it wasn't a dildo, was it? The rubbery ones. And she grabbed it. She wasn't allowed to use her hands. She had to grab it with any body part. So she was grabbing it with her knees and pulling it up, but it was stuck so much to the floor that it was like pulling up that the guy had to like run and help her get it. I think he felt a little bit of pity for her. But it was a lot of fun. At one point, The Rock's mom won one of the rounds, and when she went up, because she was an older lady, they didn't make her do anything salacious like that. But then she did a traditional, I wasn't sure if it was Hawaiian or not, Polynesian dance. And it was really nice. So, she was following along to the music and singing the lyrics. And it was really sweet. It was one of my favorite moments. Maybe because I'm older and I just like that kind of music more. But, it was just wild and crazy like this, the whole show. But it was a lot of fun. So I'm very glad I went. I tried that. It was just a really interesting time. Bingo Loco. Now, I've got a bunch of things to talk about. I might as well start with tomorrow. I'm going to have a live stream with someone that I've never streamed with before. I bought this book recently, and I bought it just because I was kind of laughing at it. It was like The Stars Whisper, Die, Star Wolf, Die. And then after doing my DAW videos, I saw one of his, and he saw mine, and we've been going back and forth, and he asked me, hey, I really like that book, would you like to do a read-along? And so I said absolutely, and I also suggested that we pick 5 books that are important to us. So we're going to review this book and also each go back and forth about 5 novels that are, or books that are important to me. So in that vein, I actually have a lot of books to show off. Like, I spent too much money. I don't know what happened, but I went on a Steinbeck kick. I like collecting Steinbeck books for some reason, and I got these 2 in plus something else. So I'm going to show. So the first one I got in is The Short Reign of Pippin the Fourth. Okay, get in there, and yeah, so yeah, there you can see it. It's an older book, and I haven't put it in the broad art yet, but yeah, so that was the first one. And then I bought the short novels of John Steinbeck. Do I need to take off my thing? Maybe I do. And as you can see from this, some of the this is actual, it's actually gone. Like the paper is gone. They have a white paper underneath it. And so you can see, but in the broad art, I'm fine with it. I don't know. What do you think? I'm okay with less than perfect older books. I just think this is a beautiful addition to my collection, and I probably could have held out for a nicer one, but it would have been a lot more expensive, and I paid $15 for this, including the shipping. And then there's been a set of books that I've wanted for a while, and I sometimes see them. There's a set of 6 books. To the best of my knowledge, there's only 6. And I've seen them sold, 2 and 3 at a time, 4. And then when they're all together, they're normally sold for about $100 to $150. And so I put a notification on, and I finally found somebody selling them for $75. Plus, the shipping wasn't that much, like maybe $8. And I jumped on it. I know I spent a little too much, but I got this series. They're going to be hard to hold up without dropping. I bought this series of Steinbeck books. And, I mean, it's a lot of Steinbeck, but I really wanted this set, and I splurged, and I got it for about 80 some dollars. And for most sellers, that's almost half. A lot of people sell this online for 100 to 120, sometimes 150, including shipping. So, I don't know what you think about that, but each book, they're simple, right? But each book has a different kind of motif at the bottom dealing with industry and the land, like that one. So yeah, there's 2. So what do you think about those books? I can't wait to put those in the broad art and put them on my shelves. They're gonna look great. And then I have 2 more sets of books to show. I bought some vintage paperbacks, and so I thought I'd show off a couple of those. Men on the Moon. Let me take off this background for a second. Let's see how it always takes me about a minute or so to get rid of the background. Yeah, that didn't work. Let's try it again. There we go. All right, so there's Men on the Moon. A for Anything. This one is The Undying Fire. It's pretty cool, huh? Okay, I don't want to show them all, but I kind of am. This one is High Vacuum. And look at this cool spaceship on the back. Isn't that awesome? And, oh, look, I don't want to show them all. Let me pick a couple. Oh, this one. This one is a more modern one, and it's in bad shape, but look at the crazy cover. He's like surfing on a piece of metal through a star or something. I don't know. But what a great paperback. And this is a company that I actually want to start getting more of. I only have 3 or 4 of those, but for some reason I've always been fascinated by that logo. Well, let me see what else. There was one more that I want to show that. Oh, this one. This one reminded me of Dr. Solar, and I really wanted this. And this is one of the reasons why I bought this set, because I really wanted that book cover. I just think it's so cool. This one is a fantasy in the tradition of Conan, as it says on the cover. Oh, look at this one. This is like so, like, I don't know. This is just fun art. There's only 4 more. I might as well show them all. Strangers in Paradise. Look at that one. I don't know. There's something pretty weird about the placement of that. All right. Oh, wait. Did I show this already? I feel like I showed these. Because I remember showing... Oh, no. Maybe that was a hardcover of this. Sorry if I'm re-showing these. I swear I just got them this week, I think. And the last thing that I was going to show, but I'm probably not going to, is I got 4 Eerie Archive hardcovers, but they're so heavy. And that's another thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these. If I buy all the hardcover collections of Eerie, Creepy, and maybe Vampirella, they're so heavy and there's so many of them. I don't know. I think that would break my shelves. What's next? Steinbeck, Vintage. I did all that. Star Wolf, I did. Oh, I did a vinyl chat with Digger Jim on Gary B, the Casual Comic Guys channel. And, you know, it was a lot of fun. I showed a bunch of different vinyls and different genres to kind of appeal to a broad audience. So I actually think it's worth checking out, even if you don't like vinyl. I think you would enjoy that show. So you should. I say you should check that one out. And during the show, Digger Jim said that he wouldn't be available next Thursday. So Gary asked me on the fly if I'd like to host. So I said, of course. So I'm going to be co-hosting with him next Thursday. So yeah, you can check that out. I watched 4 episodes of Kolchak, and I think I have a background for this one. So let's. Oh no, well I can put this background anyway. So this background. Wait, now it's not going. Let me click it. It's this weird system. Okay, that's not Kolchak, obviously, but that's Space 1999. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So where is my iPad? Here it is. So I got some pictures. So I watched episodes 2 through 5 of Kolchak, and I'm going to have to say that I'm enjoying it, but it's also getting sillier and sillier as it goes, and the makeup is getting worse as it goes along. Now, in a couple of episodes, most of the special effects involves people hissing and grunting. You know, it's endearing. But it's funny. So if you're watching the show, you're gonna have to know that it's a low budget, but it's still what really drives the show is the acting and the relationships of the characters. So the first one was called The Zombie, and I don't have a picture of that, but that one actually had the best makeup. And this is where a body just keeps getting up, it keeps disappearing from its grave and committing crimes. The next one was They Have Been. It's actually a really long title, but that one was about aliens. And this is where I'm starting to see, like, hey, you know, the X-Files could have been really influenced by the show because of that alien episode. But of course, you know, there's the Monsters of the Week thing. Now, the fourth one was called The Vampire. And this one had some really interesting visuals. Now, this one, I tried to get a nice picture. But there's a woman by her car, and these hands are coming up out of the ground. And I know that's hard to see. But I thought that was a really cool opening for the show. And then we have, like, near the end, we have this female vampire, like, roll. Uh-oh, I totally disappeared. That was weird. Okay, so we have this female. Ooh, look at that. Like, maybe I can get it to work down here. Come on. There's a female vampire rolling around. Am I going to have to get rid of my background? Here we go. Come on, almost. There we go. There. All right. So, and this one involved a lot of people, like, hissing a lot. And the last one had the worst makeup. It was actually quite pathetic. In fact, you could tell that they knew the makeup was so bad they would not focus on the face. They kept doing slow-mo and going away. And it involved a werewolf at large on a sailing ship with Kolchak investigating it on the vessel. It was a lot of fun. Oh, I forgot to show this one. This was at the end of the. I don't know if that's going to be hard. Yeah, easy to see. But Kolchak has lit a giant cross on fire for the vampire. So yeah, still fun, but you can tell, like, they didn't have a big budget for the show. And then I thought I've been wanting to finish Space 1999, and I watched the entire first season, and then I watched a couple of the second season episodes, but I didn't remember where I stopped. So I went ahead and started the second season again, and as I was watching it, I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this. But it's called the Metamorph, and this is where they get the introduction of a new character, and her name is Maya, and she can shapeshift. And even though it doesn't have a great budget, right? The way she shifts is kind of neat because they like focus in on her eye. She changes in the eye, and then when she comes back out, her body has changed. And I thought that was a cool way to get around a budget of not being able to like physically transform. And but like the outfits, the sets, the costumes, everything about this episode is just a delight. There's Maya as she's walking away with the captain. And here's Maya's father. He's a villain. But look at his outfit. It's just awesome, and his makeup. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place tonight. Sorry. I have only a couple of things left to talk about. One was I started reading a book, and it's not bad, but for some reason I just can't get into it. And it's called Endling. And this is another one of the books that is on the Booker Prize long list. And it's about a Ukrainian woman who is investigating, she studies snails. And she gets embroiled in this plot to kidnap some people. So she's also part of a dating service. And she travels around and goes to different dating things. And that's how she makes money. But she gets with some younger women in the dating service. And they kidnap some men. And I'm halfway through it. So, right, it's 11 hours. And I've already done 5 hours or so. And then in the middle of the book, it just ends. And it does like a whole ending. And then it starts up again. And it was a really weird device. I thought that was kind of neat. But overall, even though the book sounds really interesting, I can't get into it. And I normally would have finished an 11-hour book within 4 days. But I find myself going to work in the morning listening to it, and on the way home not wanting to, and I just listen to music instead. And I don't think that the book is bad. I think it's my mindset, but for some reason, I'm just not getting into this book. I hope that I will finish it. It will be the third Booker long list, of this year that I've gone through. But yeah, not a bad book. It's kind of interesting. Not bad writing. I'm just not getting into it. And I want to talk about, I shouldn't have put my iPad down. I want to talk about in-stock trades because I've always used in-stock trades, and I haven't bought anything from them in almost a year. And that's because I've been buying more from their sister company, DCBS. Now, something really weird happened. So, some people that I've been watching, they've recommended some books. And so I went ahead and I bought them because I wanted to read them. And, because, they were hyping them up. And then I was going to be able to be like, oh, yeah, I read the book and da-da-da. So I'm going to show you what I bought. And I'm going to tell you then what happened. So I ordered the Immortal Thor, the first 4 volumes. Then I bought this all in because I'm reading the Absolutes. And then I bought the Batgirl Volume 1, and I bought Wonder Woman, the latest run, Volumes 1 and 2. Now, that was at least 3 weeks ago, and it still hadn't shipped. And so finally they sent me an email, and they're like, hey, there's a lot of these things that we don't have in stock. And so we're just going to send you what we have. And this is after 3 weeks. And I was like, that's so strange. So they didn't have Immortal Thor 1, 2, 3, but they had number 4. So they sent me number 4. They haven't arrived yet. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Like, why would I want number 4 if I can't get 1, 2, and 3? I mean, it's like right in the order. And then they didn't have the Wonder Woman Volume 2, but they had Volume 1. And so there were 4 books of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Either 8 or 9. 4 of the 8 that they didn't have. And this has never happened to me with in-stock trades before. And I was like, wow, this is so strange. They listed it as available when I bought them. They're all modern books, right? And most of them are popular. Like the Immortal Thor, I mean, that's a current well, not our current run, but I mean, it's something quite popular, right? Out of stock. I don't know. It's just very strange. And then after 3 weeks, getting an email saying we're going to send you half the order. I don't know. It was just really strange. I would love to hear what you think about that. If you're having something similar going on with in stock trades, I don't know if that's because of what's going on in the country with the tariffs and everything like that. I have no idea. But that was just really weird, and I've never had something from in stock trades that they've said was in stock and then come back and say that it's not in stock. And then it's over half the order. Very strange. And that is all I have for today. Yeah, so I mean, I talked about a bunch of new books that I got, and a live stream that I'm going to have tomorrow, the vinyl chat I did with Gary B and Digger Jim, some Kolchak and Space 1999, and a book, and my going to Bingo Loco, and finally what's going on with in-stock trades. So, as always, even though this is short, I want to thank you all for the support. And hopefully some of you will be able to show up for my live stream tomorrow. And if you can't, maybe you'll watch it, in a rerun. And yeah, I just want to continue to thank everyone for the support. And remember that always your comments are always appreciated.